Right, we're here today with Matt Baker, Michael Williams, who both just made their 100th appearances for Ilkeston Football Club. How do both of you feel on reaching that milestone, and did either of you ever actually expect to reach that milestone here?
I didn't know, but I'm glad to have done it. Feels good. Yeah, might be another one.
Fancy making 200, making
Maybe.
the all-time?
Maybe.
I think Joe Maguire's top with 170 something. You fancy trying to beat that then, season and a half away?
We'll see.
See, Matt?
Yeah, well, as many appearances as I can really, just enjoying playing. So.
Yeah. Right, as for your debuts, Matt, do you remember your debut, and do you remember it vividly, or is it something that sort of flashed by?
Whitby away a few seasons ago. It was near the end of the season. I think we couldn't go up, couldn't down, so we played a lot of young players and made it away. Won 4-0. As a few of us made a debut on that day, so it was a good day to make it.
Was that the same game that Aaron Hoopton had to play in goal?
Yeah, so Scott Lowe got knocked out quite early on into the game. I think it was, he hadn't made many appearances at the time, and then Aaron had to go in goal for quite a lot of the game really, so it was even better that we won 4-0 with that happening really. So.
Yeah, Willow, I know we talked about it a little bit earlier, have you managed to remember where your debut was?
No, not at all. No, I can't remember it at all.
Can you remember the first game? Do you have any memories of the first game? What's your first team memories that you have? Scoring?
Yeah, I remember a few goals, good goals as well, but I don't really recall playing, my first game for Ilkeston. I remember it when it was Darren Caskey and Kevin Wilson.
Yeah.
That's what I remember.
Right, okay. Both of you started here at this academy when it was at the former club, Ilkeston Town. What was it that drew you to Ilkeston Town Academy at the time?
Well, I just got released from Chesterfield at the time, and just thought it was a good idea. I seen the setup and I seen the names that were here, like Darren Caskey and Kevin Wilson, and I looked at the history they had had, so I thought it'd be good to come here.
Yeah.
So I came down, was impressed. It was something I wanted to do. I wanted to play football, and this gave me the opportunity to do it really. So that's why I came down and that's why I signed here.
Right, so how long had you been here then before Ilkeston Town went out of business? I know that was like September of the 2010-11 season.
Not long at all. I remember we played in our second round, I think of FA Youth Cup.
Yeah.
I think it was down here. Coming on the way to the game, the club got announced that it was going bust and there wasn't going to be a first team. And then sort of Kevin Darren explained to us that the academy would still run without first team, and then the following year they were trying to get the first team to start back up again. So sort of quite early on we understood where the club was at and what the year was going to be for us really. So.
Yeah, Willow, how did it feel, when you were told that the club was going out of business? You've only just come and started here in the academy, and already it sounds like the club could be over, and your time at Ilkeston could have been over before it even started.
Yeah, it could have been. It was a bit of a shake-up really, because we were all trying to progress into the first team at the time as well. But obviously as it got announced, we kind of thought that the gaffer and Caskey's full attention would be on the young lads from then, so it was kind of a good thing and a bad thing at the same time. But we took it as a positive and we carried on staying here.
Yeah, obviously, Mark, you spoke about it was on your way to an FA Youth Cup game here, which you won, and obviously that's how you progressed to the next round. But obviously, with no parent club, as it were, that your FA Youth Cup dream was over then.
Yeah, I think that was obviously disappointing at the time for us. It was quite a big thing, as we've seen this year with the young lads going quite far this year, and that sort of got took away from us really. Like, obviously, we don't know how far we would have gone, but obviously it was a bit disappointing at the time for us to take, and we wanted to play games really. Whenever you come to the club, you just want to play games. We did have a very good team that year as well. Yeah, I thought it was a very good team. Who
else was in that squad with you at the time?
Tyrell Waite.
Yeah, Danny's in the first team now. Yeah. You got Tyrell Waite,
Josh Wisdom, Ross Parker, who's a local.
Declan Howard.
Tom Conklin.
Yeah, there's a lot of lads there.
So you feel that if
lads,
if Ilkeston Town hadn't gone out of business when it did, you could have probably done quite well in that club that year.
Yeah, we were quite strong throughout the year, playing reserve games and against academies and stuff and youth teams. We were quite strong. We had quite a close group as well, with there only being say 25, 30 kids. That was it. That was here, as well as no first team. It was sort of like we were the main priority.
The attention was all on us.
so I think that really helped us develop as a group really, and has helped me and him progress and others as well.
Yeah, and during that season, then, there was no first team for fans to focus their attention on. There was quite a few. You were getting bigger crowds come and watch the academy games. Did that feel a little bit strange to you that you were getting so many people, or did you not really notice it so much being on the pitch, or how did you appreciate it?
We appreciated it, yeah. I didn't really notice it when I was playing, but we appreciated it to come and watch the young lads and get support and that. Felt good. It was nice.
Do you think then, like, the fans maybe saw the fact that there was going to be a new Ilkeston FC, there would be a new Ilkeston club, and they were perhaps looking at the future? They were already watching the players that were going to take the new club.
It's like an introduction to it, really, wasn't it? Really, with games at night, with them being able to come and watch, I think it kept some of them that was going to start again, and with Kev staying as well, it's sort of his ideas and stuff like that. So
yeah, and now you've both gone on. You're both now on 100 appearances. How much of an advantage do you think it was to have the same manager, Kevin Wilson, from the start right the way through? Because in non-league, you don't always keep that continuity of managers for so many years. Do you think that helped both of you in a way?
Yeah,
in a way, yeah.
I think it did help. It sort of told us what you needed to do to get into the first team and to improve. It was quite honest, really, and told you what you had to do.
He told you straight
to progress. Obviously, we had Darren and Chet and other people like that come in and help, and Cozzy and other coaches, which is good as well because they had new ideas and new ways. But then you always had that constant with Kev, which helped us progress really.
We had a lot of experience come into fair coaching us. Darren Caskey, Stephen Chetland, Cozzy. Yeah.
Do you feel that as an academy then, over other academies, say on league size, it's pretty much unheard of to get that level of expertise? People who played in the Premiership and who played international games.
Oh yeah, it definitely helps you, doesn't it? People that have played the game, they know what it's about. It's always going to help young lads develop and stuff. All of them really enthusiastic and really want to be here and help people. So it's always going to help you improve.
And about the people like Cozzy and Caskey, Wilson, Chet, how much of their careers as footballers did you know about?
Well, you probably I don't know, in the same way. When you're not there, you don't really know them. But then when you start, and someone says, "Oh, that's Kevin Wilson, that's Dan Caskey, whoever," you sort of look into it a bit, don't you? Then you realise who they were and what they achieved. You probably heard of them, but you probably didn't know too much about. I know I didn't, but once you start knowing them, then you get to know a little bit more about who they were and how well they did in their careers.
And do you think that sort of makes you look up to them a bit more and pay a bit more attention and realise these guys really do know what they're talking about?
In training as well, they could show where they'd been, the quality that they still had. Whilst coaching us, you could just see it and you think, they've been somewhere. Yeah, so if they told you how they wanted you to do something, they could then just go ahead and show it you really easy, and you're like, okay. These are people I'm going to sit up and pay attention to, and these people will help my career. And you both feel that, Yeah.
So you both made your debuts at sort of 18, 19 years old. So you've come into non-league football, into men's football. At that age, was that daunting at all? And how do you think it helped you progress? Sort of coming into men's football at such an early age, being thrown in at the deep end almost.
Well, I think it helps you. I think me and Willow are lucky really when we've come into the first team. We've come in with a lot of older players as well, which sort of help you out. And you talk about Maggie and other players like that who've played loads of appearances. They can help you. They've got experience and stuff. And I know when I came in a little bit, so I'd play a couple of games, then be out for a few. So it enables you to see what you've got to do to get to that standard and what you need to do to keep your place and stuff like that. So I think that helped playing with them sort of players and stuff like that. And as a young age, makes you early ready, doesn't it, to carry on.
Yeah, they always helped us in training and that. Always spoke to us on the pitch when we were playing the games, and I think they helped us a lot getting through.
So Willow, you obviously you play up front. So who were you looking at who was already in the Ilkeston first team? Who were you looking at and thinking that's a position I want to be showing my worth to the gaffer and that I can do a better job than you can?
I started off. I prefer centre mid, attacking centre mid sort of thing. And when I first got here, I seen Joe Maguire was playing there. And I thought he was a good player. And I always looked to what he did on the pitch. And when I was moved centre half, he's still a very good player. But I always looked at Joe Maguire.
Yeah, so he was the one that you sort of looked at and thought, that's if I can reach his level and then a bit more, he's a person whose place I'd like to be taken. So Matt, who was it for you?
Yeah, probably the same with Jay. He used to play, he was the captain when I was coming in. There was Russell Cook as well at the start when I was just starting to get in and around the place. Obviously he played a lot and sort of his experience and stuff like that, but whenever sort of play, I would play alongside. He'd obviously been moved back by the time I moved into the first team, and it was Maggie that played next to me, so I don't know, just try and learn a little bit from him and stuff like that, take it in, but
there was a lot of decent players. Like Matt Richards was here as well. I always looked up to him. I thought he was great in centre mid. I thought Matt Richards was a great player.
I suppose now then, you two are in the position that the likes of Joe and Matt Richards were. Now you both of you are only 22 years old yourselves, and you're now the senior players, and obviously Matt, you're the captain. Does it feel strange being classed as a senior player already?
I wouldn't say it feels strange. I think it's been like that for like a year now, since the start of the season really, with everyone that came in and everyone that left in the summer. We were sort of senior players then really, and now what's happened recently just emphasises it a little bit more really. We're still learning, but we try and help young lads where we can and try and make it easier for them to progress up into the first.
Still take on board what Gaffer and Scott are saying as well, training and that, and we take it on board to also pass it down to the young lads in training as well. So.
Yeah, and do you think then, with there being such a close age group between you and the players, the likes of Lewis Rose and Ryan Head and Jordan Wheatley who've come in, do you think it's easier for them to relate to yourselves because you are so close in age, but you've got that bit more experience than they have, but you're of a similar age?
Yeah, I think it does help them a lot because we've still got a lot of experience playing against men. But when we start, like you said, 17, 18, 19 years of age, they're starting to do it now, so I think we could pass a lot on to what we got from starting of the season.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, with them following the same path as us really, we've done it as well. It's not like we've come from other clubs, we've come through the academy the same as they have, so we sort of know a little bit of what they're going through and stuff like that. Obviously it's a bit hard now with the amount of young players in there, but you're only going to learn for next year and stuff. So.
Right, and another part obviously of the academy side here is the education. Matt, obviously most people know that you're now a teacher over in the education side. How did that come about?
Well, obviously when I finished the 2 years course, so obviously we did our BTEC and stuff like that. Then there was options to do other courses and stay and earn a bit of money while playing football as well. As obviously we didn't really know if we were going to get offered contracts and stuff like that, so you have to sort of give yourself a backup plan as well. And then basically, did a teaching course for a year, really enjoyed it. And Dutch, Paul Holland, he said to us that there's opportunities to go and get teaching jobs there if you want, and it's something that I enjoy doing really, and it works alongside football brilliantly, so it's something that I've continued. And then this year there's me and Danny got offered teaching jobs with the academy, so it works really well now. So
is that something that you'd sort of look to as obviously football is a shorter term career in your life, obviously it's teaching something that you could see yourself doing
could see myself doing it for a long time. I really enjoy doing it. It's good with the lads as well. Obviously I've got Jamie in my group who's progressed into the first team as well, so he sort of knows people when they're coming into the first team, so he knows me, and I think it works well really. So
Willow, have you ever thought about? Did you had a little go at it?
I did have a little go, but I found out it wasn't me pretty quick. Yeah, I didn't enjoy teaching at all.
No.
I think it wasn't for me. I knew it wasn't for me as soon as I started. But
what was it about it that you didn't think worked for you?
Everything, paperwork. You've got to be educated.
Right. So no, you don't fancy that wasn't never anything that you sort of looked at and thought you could do.
Coach. I don't mind coaching side of it, but the teaching, not in classrooms, I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
No, right. Okay, so we're sort of looking towards this season a little bit more now then. Sort of lying 12th, 13th in the table. What are your sort of hopes where we can finish this season? What do you think the rest of this season is in terms of where Ilkeston's going to be next season? Do you think this is a building time now for next year?
without a doubt, massively. To try and pick up as many points as possible. I don't think we've say you've got a target of what position you want to finish, but it's just to pick up as many points, win as many games as we physically can. It's obviously a learning curve for a lot of the young lads that are coming in, and enable them to learn hopefully quicker for next year as well, to learn what it's about and stuff, and just being around the first team. But yeah, just win as many games as we can, pick up any points as we can. So obviously got the Dewson Cup next week, and that's something that we can target to try and win maybe. Hopefully we can go far on that. So.
Yeah. So Willow, who would you say, looking at the people, the academy players that are coming through now, possibly making it into the first team, who are the ones that you're looking over your shoulder at thinking, oh hang on, he could be the one who could be after my place?
Lewis. So he's got a good chance of, well, he's showing it. He's getting on there, coming off the bench and starting. Did he start?
Yeah,
started the week Tuesday. But yeah, he's a good player. And Jordan Wheatley, I'd seen that they moved him into centre mid for a couple of games, and I thought he played well. So yeah, he's another one. I think Jordan Wheatley can go somewhere as well.
Right, okay. Right, well, I'd just like to, on behalf of everyone at Ilkeston and the fans, just congratulate both of you on reaching 100 appearances, and let's hope we can make it a few more, maybe 150. Now, are you going to be in a race now to see who can? Well,
I'm surprised I beat him anyway. I'm surprised I beat him to 100.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But do you think you can stay out of suspensions long enough to keep up with that?
I think that's right.
That's a little bit.
All right, cheers. Thanks very much.
Thanks a lot.